Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today the markets are down again. And I wanted to read. I think I've relayed this before, but when I was younger, and I used to get when I used to get all worked up over little things that really didn't matter. My dad used to always say to me, he would say, "You need to stop what you're talking about and what you're thinking about, and you need to sit down and kind of zoom out from where you are and take this one problem that you see as some huge, tremendous problem, and you need to zoom out and look at the big picture of where you are." And that's what I was reminded of when I see the markets today. You know what my frustration is? My frustration is not that the markets are down today. My frustration is that I had put money in my bank account, and many of you have probably experienced this before. When you go to hit the buy on Coinbase, it'll say that your money is not in your bank account when it actually is. And sometimes you have to go 24 hours trying to get it to recognize that there's money in your account when it's actually sitting there. And so that's my frustration this morning. But to round out that point, what my father was getting at is a lot of times we get focused in, like today, everybody, oh, the market's down. It says minus 5% or whatever, and XRP's at 23 cents or 24 cents or whatever. And they get all focused in on that. Well, what I'm focused in on when I'm seeing this type of thing is buying opportunity, but I'm not focused in on it from a depressed standpoint of the price. I'm thinking about all the things we've been talking about for over a year and a half now. And two of them are right here from XRP Crypto Wolf. The first one is, and this came out yesterday, but here's more on it. Fidelity's Digital Assets will sign its first crypto exchange partner by the end of 2019 to give clients more liquidity. Now, the article yesterday was about how they're now going to be going to retail investors as well. When you hear retail investors, what you need to be thinking is retail equals the friends and family that have made fun of you for investing in digital assets for the last however many years. Those are retail investors, and they are coming. Now, it says in 2020, they will add new crypto assets, developing its trading capabilities, scaling its business, and pursue licenses in more states. And then there was this from XRP Crypto Wolf. Bakkt will launch cash-settled Bitcoin futures on December the 9th. Bakkt's new cash-settled BTC futures contracts will offer investors in Asia and around the world a convenient, capital-efficient way to gain or hedge exposure in Bitcoin markets. Now, Eric Dadoon, who bought me some beers in Singapore, and I still appreciate that. Every time I see his name now, it reminds me of the fact that he bought us some beer in Singapore. So you're you know what I'm going to do? Eric Dadoon is now the official guy. He may not even want a title, and it doesn't have to be an official title, but he is now the official guy that bought the Digital Asset Investor some beer in Singapore, because I bring that up every time I see him. But he's a nice guy. He was a lot like Leonidas. They're both really smart guys, but they're a little kind of quiet. They don't run their mouth like the Digital Asset Investor, and we certainly need people like that who wants to listen to all this all the time. But anyway, Eric Dadoon, he summarized exactly the way I'm thinking about all this. Some market, good luck to all, and to each his her own. No judgment, as ultimately we all answer to ourselves. Do what is best for you. Me, Fidelity, he said for me, Fidelity, Bakkt, MoneyGram, governments, central banks, they are all leaning in. I'm supposed to quit now? No. Onwards. And this captures exactly what my point is in all this. And I think he worded it better than I ever could. But in terms of this part up here, no judgment, will answer, do what is best for you. Well, listen, as we've said from the beginning on this channel, don't invest more than you're willing to lose. And I would add to that, don't invest so much that your cash flow to pay your bills and all the things you do, and it kind of summarizes the same thing. But we're not investing in digital assets money that we need to take care of our family or that's more than we can afford to lose. Okay? If you do that, then there is no doing what is best for you. You're fine right now. You're in a position where, okay, well, the market's down. I don't like that, but I'm looking at the big picture and I'm holding. And that's kind of how I look at this. But what I want you to get out of his tweet more than anything is they are all leaning in. I mean, I showed you a video yesterday where the guy that heads up digital assets at Santander, in that video, it was from Paisan, I believe. But anyway, it was a video that said where the guy literally says that the central banks told them, shh, don't say a word about what we're doing. And they've been building this digital asset space with central banks and banks for the last 3.5 years. They are all leaning in. He's exactly right. Okay, from CSMA, at CSMA 144K. This was from yesterday. A lot of people thought the market went down yesterday, and it may have, because it was actually FUD that the Chinese had gone in and raided the Shanghai office of Binance. Well, CZ Binance at the end of the day yesterday tweeted this out: no police, no raid, no office. Hope you didn't pay to read that FUD. Now, these guys right here and the block and that company called Messari, more and more and more, we are seeing these guys try to put out a false narrative over and over and over and over about whether it's about a company like Binance or about Ripple. I'm about to show you another one. Got this from Jonathan D at XRP_YD7. And it was from Chris Larsen. Yesterday, Messari had put out this ridiculous report basically calling Ripple tax cheats. I mean, it was awful. And Chris Larsen, who comes out just like he is, a class act, and outlines doesn't call them names or anything or act ugly to them, and which is what they're trying to do. And I want to make the point. The guy, I can't remember his name, Ryan Selectus or something like that. The guy who wrote this Messari article, everything you need to know is the fact he writes this article without even trying to talk to Ripple, Chris Larsen, or Brad Garlinghouse, and he puts this article out there and basically tries to infer these guys are tax cheats of all things, and never speaks to them, and then puts himself out like he's a journalist. I mean, and this isn't the first time Messari has put out piece after piece where they attack Ripple and XRP, trying to more or less libel. I mean, at some point, you got to wonder how stupid is what these guys are doing, because at some point, these guys, somebody's going to sue their butts because they're putting out information where they're not even trying to find out the truth. But anyway, this is from Chris Larsen, where he outlines all of the reasons that they're wrong about their article. I'm not going to go into all the details, but I do want to show you this. Michael Arrington retweeted this, and he says, Chris responds in a measured way to that mess of a hit piece from Messari yesterday. RippleWorks.org is doing real work to help people around the world. To suggest otherwise is simply evil. Now, this is the interesting part. Michael Arrington comes in and says, well, guys like this guy just invested in Messari. This is Balaji Srinivas. I don't even know how to say that. Just invested in them, but I assume he wasn't aware of how crazy they are. Well, guess what, folks? I think that it's an appropriate time for people to ask this guy who invested in Messari, why are you investing in people who are intentionally trying to write pieces that disparage another company's name and the people at that company when you haven't even talked to them? And are these the kind of people that you want to put your money behind and your name behind? it wouldn't be a bad thing for some of you to ask this guy that. Is that what he wants to do? And I don't know if that's why Michael Arrington put that out there, but it is a worthy question for this guy. Why are you investing in a company that is going out, and I see the buy Bitcoin sign? Are you intentionally investing in a company that is disparaging other companies' names like this and going out of their way to try to put down and make things up and say things that are disparaging? That's a good question for this guy. Good question. And then now this is what's hatched out of all this. This is from CZ Binance. When you raise funds for your crypto project, allocate some funds for fighting FUD. I will add this to the list of pointers I give to new crypto newers. And then Justin Sun says, I personally would like to donate 100 Bitcoin to fighting FUD. That's a nice raise. I guess I have to call. We'll put in 100 Bitcoin as well. Expensive tweet, but let's make sure the FUDers pay too. Why don't you? And then Kieran Kelly says, why don't you partner with Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse and start a professional blockchain crypto news outlet? We need one desperately. Otherwise, everyone will be stuck reading the shit delivered daily. I'm serious. It's seriously crap media. All good points. King Solomon, XRP and Caribbean Association of Banks document, EuroXM Bank reduces liquidity requirements in settling cross-border trades, vital for corporates to become and remain effective in competitive world markets. Banks won't use XRP, and he's laughing. This is from EuroXM Bank. And remember, I told you the story. Me and Mr. B got on the bus with one of the guys at EuroXM Bank. He was I would call him a British gentleman with a cane, a very, very good, very nice guy. And anyway, but this is this is a summary of what of what they were saying here in this article. EuroXM Bank are applying for SWIFT membership, and as a part of our innovative operations, we are participating in Ripple, the technology company with a blockchain-based secure network and provider of cryptocurrency XRP with current and rapid services. These enable frictionless real-time payments and reduced liquidity measurements in settling cross-border trades, both vital for corporates to become and remain effective in competitive world markets. This is the reason that it's so great to get out there. Is this guy that I sat on the bus with? I've told you before. I literally asked him what his competitors think of his using XRP, and he said, "What competitors?" That was his response. And then from King Solomon as well, I had not seen this. Wharton Magazine, Ivy League, University of Pennsylvania, interview with Ashish Burla of Ripple. I don't remember seeing this. And he shows, I don't know how he finds this stuff. Buy into blockchain, Ripple, and it's got a little excerpt from Ashish Burla. Ripple may be in the cryptocurrency space, but it has always worked alongside global regulators to change the financial system from within. In India, for example, there are more than 1 billion mobile users, but many rarely use a bank account. So linking those users to the global economy could be a huge opportunity. Burla, anyway, okay. But anyway, that's pretty cool that we've got that he's going to Wharton. That is where, by the way, Donald Trump went to school, just as an FYI. Mike Preston, at Mike Preston CW12 sent me this. Grayscale put this tweet out yesterday. Remember, the Digital Currency Group owns Grayscale. The Digital Currency Group is also invested in Ripple, hence XRP. XRP has gained momentum amongst both financial institutions and individual users. Why? Learn more about XRP in our Building Blocks report aimed to help investors of all levels better understand the digital currency asset class. You can click on this. You have to give them your personal information, and they will let you download the report. I haven't done it yet. Okay, and then finally from Michael at VAL5 Links. American lawmakers have reportedly introduced a bill aiming to put Facebook's Libra under the jurisdiction of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Libra is apparently not going anywhere, but they're going to figure out how they're going to regulate that. Okay, finally, I mentioned yesterday or the day before that I was doing, Mr. B had me trying his intermittent fasting. And this guy tweeted this out. Digital asset investor, Mr. B, Good morning, guys. Just finished watching DAI video this morning and heard you guys talk about the intermediate fasting. It truly does help. I lost 60 pounds in 90 days 2 years ago and still maintaining everything. Keep up the good work. Hope this motivates you. And Mr. B came and says, that is a whole lot more than just fasting. Wow. This guy's like ripped up. Look at this. He went from this to that. Wow. That's what I'm going to do. Right? He says, thank you. I appreciate it. Da, da, da. And then Mr. B says, maybe you should be the official faster of the digital asset investor channel. He says, truthfully, I was granted that title. That would make my year. Could be compared to the excitement of the DA I would feel finally getting the opportunity to meet Snoop Dogg. Yes. So, this guy right here, let me make sure I follow him. XR Productions, you are now the official faster of the digital asset investor channel. And remember, you can go to Salvo Leon. I won't pull him up right now, but if you remember, I think it's Salvo Leon. He has his own store where anytime you get a title, you can get he has shirts you can buy over there. It's not my business and I don't make money off of it, but he did it. And so I told him to go for it. So you're the official faster of the digital asset investor channel. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that only this channel has an official faster of the channel. And he's in really good shape. Thank you for listening.